some love! What the Rock is cooking! If you want the Rock to bring his ass to this ring, give me a hell yeah!
Oh, hell yeah. Why not? WB Ward back with you.
And I'm Chip Douglas.
And we got another episode of SCI Wrestling. Yeah, SCI. I said it right.
We need to change the theme.
You think so?
Yeah.
What should we do? Something like from All in the Family? Or
I don't know. You know my idea that I had probably like about 6 months ago, 6 to 8 months ago.
You had an idea?
For a new theme.
You refresh my memory.
Wait, do I want to say it on the air?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember what it was, so only you could tell me that.
Well, I'll tell you off air then.
Okay.
Because I hate to spoil it.
Well, okay.
If we do it, or maybe just different quotes, maybe different people talking in the middle of it.
Okay. Yeah, it could probably stand some freshening up. I mean, my gosh, we're getting ready to do. This is episode number 92. So we've rolled that thing like 92 times.
Oh my gosh, 8 away from 100.
Doesn't that make you feel old?
8 weeks. My goodness gracious, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, in 2 months we'll be doing a show number 100. Our 100th episode is right around the corner.
Now, when did we start this?
Oh gosh, I'd have to go back. Well, actually, I can give you the date of the very first episode. Give me just a second here. I didn't know there was going to be a test.
I didn't either. It just popped in my
let's see
mind.
here. Date created.
I feel like we're getting close to it.
June 13th of 2013.
So. Okay, I thought so. Almost 2 years.
2 years. Can you believe that?
Holy crap.
Man, that's some longevity there, dude.
It's longevity for you if you ever see it.
And in the realm of, I wonder how many podcasts have come and gone in the 2 years that we've done this for 2 freaking years.
2 years.
Are you kidding me?
2 years.
Wow,
man.
that's just sinking in.
Whew.
Man, we started that 10 days after my birthday.
I need to go through the archives, listen to some old shows just for kicks and giggles.
Oh, yeah. Listen to the very, very first episode. I mean, gosh, we probably sucked. I mean, we still do, but.
Yeah, we're still horrible. I'm sure we're better, a little bit better than the original show.
Well, it's a learning curve.
It was just a kid with an idea. It's all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got me curious about that theme song now. I can't get it out of my head. Tell you what.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. I'm going to think about it. Right now, let me hit this button right here. There he goes. We'll bring Lurch in and do the tweet of the week. Count for us.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He counts.
0.
Yes.
What time is it, kids?
Oh!
It's a new Twitter, by the way.
Now, you don't want to change this theme, do you?
No.
Okay.
No. There's nothing else that fits there. I'm still upset that Jay Mora, who's a sports radio personality,
Yeah.
he stole that. I'm about 100% sure he stole that.
Cretin.
Because he did that way after we started it.
Well, he doesn't have the cool countdown.
No, he doesn't. He just does the little Michael Jackson.
Now, if you contact him, tell him for a fee, I will make him one too.
All right, done. He's
Okay.
nationwide. So I got plugs. I can definitely reach out to him. This week
We're global. We're on the internet. Nationwide, my butt. I'm sorry.
This is brought to you by a new Twitter follower.
Oh.
This is WrestleHumor _UK. So I'm guessing they're probably located in the UK.
Aha.
So this is
That or under Knighton.
that's true. It's a little bit perverted.
Well, it's right up my alley.
So I'm just giving you a fair warning right now.
Okay.
There are reports rumoring that Vince may be going blind.
Oh?
I'm not surprised. Cena doesn't always have the best aim.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's low by my standards.
I loved it.
Oh,
I loved
man.
it. I read that and I was just like, all right, yeah, I gotta do this one.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that good?
Wow.
Rivers are speechless.
I am speechless, man. That's That's quite a trip.
Oh gosh,
That's a trip there.
that was good.
Holy moly. John Cena's aim is not. Wow. Yeah, that's going to keep me up nights with that visual. Oh, goodness. But anyway,
Segue.
and you yell at me sometimes because of where my mind wanders.
Hey. He wrote it. I just repeated it.
That's true. I write my own stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Segue.
You know, I'm just mad because I didn't think of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
So, I understand we've got this great, big, juicy new main event for the next big pay-per-view.
I don't know how. I don't get it. I don't like it.
Oh?
I'm just saying right now. Go ahead, though.
Oh, you're talking about the Fatal 4-Way?
Yeah.
What is it about that you don't like? Is it just the fact they've gone to that well like a million times, or?
Yeah, I just don't understand. I was more intrigued with having just Randy Orton and Roman Reigns in it.
Yeah.
I was more intrigued with that. Then you randomly, just out of the blue, because you have nothing else for him, just throw Dean Ambrose in the title picture.
Well, let me take a little issue with you on one part of this.
Go ahead.
Because, see, the one thing that I do like is how they're pushing Kane to be a face. And they're doing this in the obvious absence of the rest of the authority being present. So he's taking advantage, as far as the storyline is concerned, taking advantage of his clout while he's in charge. I believe this is going to kind of culminate into something really interesting. And this gave his character something to do. Because it does kind of throw, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, it does throw the curve into the well for Seth Rollins, because now he's only got a 25% chance of winning as opposed to a 33% chance with it being a fatal 3-way. So to that regard, I can kind of understand it. I see where you're coming from. I completely understand that. But with the idea of them pushing Kane back into being a face again, or perhaps even leaving the company, I could see this as being a let's give Kane something to do so he looks useful for the time being kind of an idea.
But he's not in the main event.
Kane isn't, no, but this gave him something to do in the storyline.
Oh, well, as far as placing him into the storyline.
Yeah, as far as placing him into the storyline, giving his character something to do. No, I didn't mean that Kane was going to be in the main event, which he probably will wind up there somehow. But.
I doubt it, but I would actually prefer that, to be honest with you.
But I think we can really see the foray of the impending implosion of yet another faction, in this case being the Authority, at least imploding from the standpoint of one employee, and that would be Kane, because now he's throwing caution to the wind about how his feelings are towards Seth Rollins. And he's becoming more and more more of a crowd favorite, because he's starting to pull things off that are reminiscent of being a face. And, in a way, I'm glad to see that, because I was thinking a couple of weeks ago about how I would love to harken back to the day. You recall years and years ago, they didn't have a general manager. What they had was a commissioner. They had a guy playing the role of the WWF commissioner at the time. And that's who they took everything to. Jack Tunney? Jack Tunney. And the whole idea there was he was the guy with the final word. He was always a good guy, but he looked on both sides of the coin. I was kind of thinking we really need to be back on that. And it seems like that's where Kane is headed to. I don't think it'll last very long, because I think they like him to be a more clear-cut good guy or bad guy instead of being just a diplomatic manager. So at least for the time being, we kind of have that.
I think they're setting up for maybe old Kane to come back. And
I don't know. I think Red is dead.
I don't think so. I think if you bring back the Red, it will serve a purpose. And I do believe the purpose will be the fact that it will give Seth Rollins 2 more pay-per-view main events. Because I'm not going to. I'll go and throw my prediction out there.
Okay.
Seth Rollins is going to win.
Oh yeah, there's no way for the upcoming storylines. There's no way he can lose.
Seth Rollins is going to carry the title.
Yeah.
And my phone is jacking up on me because I was trying to figure out the pay-per-view order list, because I could very easily see him wrestling all the way to SummerSlam.
What is the name of this upcoming pay-per-view?
Payback.
Payback. That's right. Believe it or not, I don't have that written down. I don't even know where it's going to be.
I have no idea either.
You know, one name that has been noticeably absent, and I mean noticeably absent, would be Paul Heyman and or Brock Lesnar. I guess that's two names.
Well, and that's my whole theory, is they have to set aside time for Brock Lesnar to come back, and they're not going to use him on mediocre pay-per-views like Payback.
No.
They're going to set it up to where it's a bigger event.
But I wish they would bring back Paul Heyman. I missed the little squirt.
Okay, well, who would you... All right, if you bring back Paul Heyman, he has to represent somebody. He has to be an advocate.
Well, he could still represent Brock Lesnar, so Brock is there at least, fragrant delecti, at least that.
I think Paul Heyman works just as well as Brock Lesnar does. As far as he is a... by the way, I have the list pulled up in my phone now.
Okay.
He's a special attraction.
He is.
Whenever he comes out, it's special.
Yes.
And you know it's going to be
he's
something
damn
good.
good.
He is good. He's very good.
He's the best talent available to them right now.
It's true. By the way, Payback's in Baltimore, Maryland.
Are you kidding? In Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I could easily
So John
see
Cena's a bad shot, huh?
that should be fun. And then after that is Money in the Bank. Then you got Battleground, and then you have SummerSlam.
Wait a minute, let's back up here. Now, there's a pay-per-view coming up in Baltimore, Maryland, above all, called Payback.
Payback, yeah.
That's some bad timing.
It's very bad.
That is bad
you think they're going to have an empty event pay-per-view?
Yeah.
I wonder if the Royal Farms Arena is anywhere near the Oilers ballpark downtown. Because if they're still rioting, do you still do the show?
Well, I don't think they'll be rioting. And besides, there's really no reason for them to not do the show because, quite frankly, the people in the... I don't know how controversial I want to get here.
Uh-oh. No, don't.
Okay.
Because I got a feeling where I know where you're going. It's just going to be a bad avenue. Save that for your other podcast.
Okay.
But Lesnar, I could actually very easily see him coming back at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Maybe him coming back then. We see something happen Battleground possibly, but the main event's going to be at SummerSlam. And that's the first time we're going to see him this year. So we still have 1, 2, 3 pay-per-views to possibly see Lesnar fight.
Yeah.
So I can very easily see Lesnar carrying that the whole time.
A pay-per-view in Baltimore called Payback.
You still can't get over that.
Man, that's so ironic.
Funny thing is, they didn't do that on purpose.
No, it just worked out that way.
Year,
Yeah, that's no. There's no way that was. Wow. No, it's just the timing is just wow, man. Well, I don't know. Maybe wrestling fans up in that area don't watch the news.
Quite possibly.
That could be. That could be. Anywho, let's see what else happened on Raw this week.
Well, I think I want to touch on one of my favorite, definitely my favorite segment from this past Raw.
Yeah.
John Cena's Open Challenge.
Does that really do any good for the storyline?
It does nothing for him and Rusev.
No.
I think what this showed is Lesnar's credibility as a heel.
Wait a minute. Lesnar wasn't even mentioned.
No, Cena.
Cena's credibility as a heel.
As a heel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because he was so good. He was so good playing with the crowd. Because Baltimore just was trying to eat him alive and chew him out.
Not Baltimore.
No, did I say Baltimore?
You did.
Montreal, yeah. Montreal, was trying to eat him up and chew him out. Didn't want, wanted Cena to do his same old bit. But Cena used every bit of what they were using against him. And I give a lot of props to creative on the fact that they used the nation's hero when it comes to professional wrestling.
Yes.
So he threw out the Open Challenge. Bret Hart's music hits.
Oh, wow.
That place just erupted.
Oh, that was great. That was a great idea.
And I thought it was fantastic. Then you had Heath Ledger do his stupid little thing that he always does. and then you saw the debut. Finally, I've been telling you for I don't know how many months.
Yes.
Sami Zayn.
Yes.
The Canadian boy.
Yes.
Made his debut.
And he lost. Yes.
But man, he looked good.
Oh, he put on a hell of a
And
performance.
Cena worked very well with him.
By the way, backtracking here just a little bit to somebody that you mentioned with Heath Slater. I love the bit between him and Owen Hart. Listen to this. I like the bit between him and Hart when he was in the ring, where he just starts his sentence by, "I'm getting so tired of being interrupted," and all of a sudden,
Boop,
pow.
with the microphone. With the microphone. That was even better.
Oh, the crowd ate that up.
So you got the sound.
That was good.
But the fans just ate up Sami Zayn a lot.
Oh, they did.
He looked good.
Now, just to keep things straight here, Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
That was the guy that lost, right?
Right.
Okay, I just wanted to make that. I just wanted to be clear.
Why does that matter?
I'm just rubbing salt in the wound.
I mean,
That's all.
What's your point?
I'm just rubbing salt in the wound.
I think if you would actually watch NXT.
Well, I knew he had to be from NXT because after he was through, John Cena got up and went, "Next." I'm just rubbing. Actually, I did. I tried to watch NXT this week. And I got to tell you, I don't know if it was, I'm going to try it again because it very well could have been just that one episode. It wasn't my cup of tea.
Why?
I've been...
Because you don't know the characters?
Well, that's one. But for two, I'm spoiled by all the big hype, by the bigness of SmackDown and the bigness of Raw. This, the one thing I did see, I kind of liked it, but I've just been spoiled over these years. I did like the idea of it going to a smaller venue. So it does kind of look, almost resembles back in the day when they had the territories. It almost has that kind of a feel to it.
Right. I think that was their idea.
And I think they did succeed in that. I am just so accustomed now to the large arena presentation. It just lacks for me unless that feel is there. Makes me wonder if I could go see an indie match ever again and enjoy it.
I don't think you could.
Yeah, because
I'm
spoiled. I am spoiled by the soundtracks. I'm spoiled by the showmanship, the pyros.
Now, their entrances are really good.
Are they?
Oh, yeah. I mean... when Prince Devitt does his actual creepy one, like the episode of Raw where they had him face Adrian Neville and he did his entrance, it was freaking phenomenal. I mean, it's just, I don't know, he does it like every blue moon, but it's absolutely phenomenal. But their entrances are always really fun, sort of get a lot of their ideas, but they also change them at the same time because Adrian Neville's entrance at NXT was completely different from WWE. And also the Ascensions was too. So,
was it? Well, and like I said, I'm realistic enough to know that it could have been just that one episode because I mean you're not going to bat 100 every time you go to bat,
right?
And it could have been it's just an episode that for me was a kind of a snoozer. Okay. So I am going to be trying it for a while before I draw a final conclusion to it. I got to tell you though, I don't think I'll ever get used to the announcers.
They're okay.
The announcing staff, but I have to say that also for the announcing staff on SmackDown and on Raw,
right?
With very few exceptions. Well, let me put it to you this way: I think it's really bad when Michael Cole is the best announcer they have.
That is bad. That is bad. I mean, for me, I think a lot of us we're spoiled with the of having good old JR. And commentary, and we're still looking for that next JR, and we just don't know where to find it.
I'm right here.
I still believe. By the way, I still love your idea. I mean, no one knows what we're talking about, but I love your idea of trying to do commentary.
Oh yeah. You mean what we were talking about before we went on the air?
Okay. I always thought Joey Styles was phenomenal. And he's still with WWE, and I really wish that they would give him the opportunity to really carry the announcing team. You know, put him on SmackDown. Just put him on SmackDown because I think he's really fun. He's really good. He was the only guy in history to be able to call a pay-per-view all by himself, and did a good job at it too.
You know, there are two announcers my dream team of announcers. It would have been, and of course, no way this would have ever happened even when these two gentlemen were alive. But I would have loved to have seen Gordon Soley with Bobby the Brain Heenan doing color.
See, I was going to substitute solely for JR.
Okay, and JR, I'll give JR his dues. He was fantastic at what he did. But I don't know, Gordon Soley
worked there because Soley used all those big, extravagant words that only him and maybe a handful of Einstein geniuses knew what they were.
Well, that shows my attraction.
Exactly. What you have in brains, you lack in looks. And Heenan would so play off that.
Oh, he would.
And so, okay, I would probably change my bet because I think that would probably be a better combination of Soley and Heenan as opposed to JR and Heenan. Because I still think, JR and King fed off each other so well.
Oh, they did. That was a perfect combination.
They were just a perfect little odd couple.
However, Gordon Soley aside, I still stick to my guns. I would have loved to have seen that combination. However, it would have been difficult to have beaten the combination between Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan, which those two were just beautiful for each other.
They were absolutely great, and that would be tough.
I think that was the best combination of all time that actually existed.
Here's another one for you: Jim Cornette and Jesse Ventura.
Oh my God. The only problem is, I don't know, has Jim Cornette ever came out of the shell so he could actually give his opinion now?
Are you serious?
No.
Oh. I know you haven't heard too much of Joey Styles, but Joey Styles.
Actually, I have heard him call a match.
Okay,
and he is very good.
Joey Styles and Jesse Ventura. I always thought Jesse Ventura
was
a very underrated color commentator.
He was very, very good.
He played off that main guy so well.
And at the risk of sounding like I'm trying to crack a bad joke, and I'm not, I'm being very serious, his ability to speak and to speak well, that is possibly what the primary thing was that got him elected governor of Minnesota.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, just the talent he displayed in and out of the ring as far as with the microphone is concerned, undoubtedly played to his advantage.
I agree. I completely agree.
But man, the history of the announcers from WWF, WWE, I know they hate me saying the letter F on that because of possible lawsuits, but screw them. World Wildlife Fund, y'all a bunch of jerks.
World Wildlife Fund, the pandas.
The panda people.
The panda tree hugging.
Aren't they associated with PETA?
I'm sure.
PETA is an acronym
for
people eating tasty animals. Yeah.
I'm a part of that group.
Are you? Oh, I am too. We'll go to McDonald's and tribute to them afterward.
That's soy. Let's get some beef.
Absolutely.
But where did we end up on this topic, by the way?
Hell, I don't know. Hey, one thing that we do on this show, we probably don't do it as much as we should, but going back behind the scenes of professional wrestling and how it works and what it is always been a fascination of mine, especially since I've had the ability to see it from the inside out many, many, many times.
Right.
But what was this about a show I saw coming on ESPN?
Okay, all right. So you missed it because we were briefly talking about it before we started the show. And one thing that WB and I try to do is we don't try to express our opinions of what we saw the past week to each other until we're recording the show, because we record this live.
Yes.
We've never, ever done a second take.
No.
Ever.
No.
In 92 episodes.
God knows we should have.
There's a couple times we probably should, especially my intoxicated shows.
Oh, yes. Last week? Yeah.
That was you, not me.
That was me. No, that was all me.
That wasn't me that time.
That was all me. Yeah.
And ESPN did a very creative thing. And I was actually, because yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, so I was eating, I was at a Mexican restaurant eating. And I see a TV screen right behind the bar, ESPN E60, and they are doing a wrestling article. So I am immediately glued. So I'm not hearing a thing, but I'm watching it. So I later on I went home and I tried to watch as much as I could of it, but it was a behind the scenes look of not just WBE, because it wasn't so much WBE, but it was NXT,
right,
and the development of NXT or future professional entertainers to move up to WBE.
Yes.
They followed a couple people in particular, Xavier Woods, Corey Graves, I'm sorry, and who ended up being Adam Rose. At the time, it was Leo Kurgan, is when they followed him. And a couple of takeaways from this is you really see the influence and power that Triple H has in the WWE. He has a lot of stroke now. He basically runs at NXT, and he's very, very hands-on. And I thought one of the most interesting things that you will see is that he does care about the people down there. He cares about them a lot. He wants to see them succeed, and he tries to give them every opportunity to succeed, a.k.a. Corey Graves, which if you watch it, you'll understand why, and also Adam Rose. Because Leo Kurgan, a South American brawler, wasn't getting over. So they had this crazy idea of having a party guy by the name Adam Rose and gave him a second chance.
Oh.
And you see that in the show on how that all transpired. And you really not only do you see behind the scenes as far as the WWE production and the creative part of it, but you see families. You get to see Adam Rose's wife. You get to see his kids. The guy's 37 years old. He is not a spring chicken. Corey Graves, the same way. You get to see inside their lives and how much they have a true passion for this and a true passion to succeed. And they do it for themselves, but they also are doing it for their families that they have at home. So it was very entertaining. And I'm excited to actually sit down and watch the full thing again because I was absolutely glued to it, just watching it at the restaurant.
You know, one thing about professional wrestling, it is what it is. It is a show. It is entertainment. Hence the name. They don't even refer to it as professional wrestling anymore.
No, it's entertainment.
Yeah. But I like the idea of organizations like ESPN devoting a full hour of programming to it. The Bleacher Report has an entire page just on WWE itself. Of course, here locally, we have a sports station on which you make cameo appearances from time to time.
Every week. I was just on there 2 days ago.
Were you?
Yeah.
And go ahead and give them a plug. What's the name of the station?
Big Show, 14:30 a.m. You can hear it on iHeartRadio.
And this is a show that this is a station that is devoted to professional sports, and yet even they will give time to WWE and professional wrestling, giving a bit of legitimacy to the art of professional wrestling, and it is an art. It most definitely is an art. Is it athleticism? Absolutely, it's 100% athleticism. Is it real sports? Well, no. The wins and losses do count, but the wins and losses are not necessarily decided in the ring. But I mean, they do count as far, because that's how within every line of work you ever go into, you have opportunities of advancement, opportunities of getting raises, and things like that. And within the wonderful, wacky world of wrestling, that's how you get a raise. If you start going over with the audience, whether you're winning or losing doesn't really matter. If you start really going over, whoever puts more butts in the seats can get more money. And
I think JR said it best in a quote. He goes, "I don't care who wins and loses, as long as there's an ass in every 8 inches. I'm a happy man."
Yeah, and that's the whole line of it. It is show business.
Yeah.
It is show business, and that's exactly what it is. So I'm glad to see a certain amount of legitimacy being given to it from the mainstream media. I think it's well past due its time because these guys. Pre-planned or not, these guys are athletes and they work hard for their money. I certainly
they eat, sleep, and breathe it. And you get to see that in that show. I mean, this isn't fun and glamour. They don't go out 5-6 nights a week partying and living up the life. No, they work nonstop, just like professional athletes do, if not more.
Okay. Let's see, 2 months from now, we'll be doing our 100th episode. On that one, we will both become inebriated during the program.
Absolutely.
So that ought to be
I'll definitely have a big show planned.
I look forward to that. 100 episodes. Wow. Be sure to join us next week for episode number 93 on this little program that we love to call SCI.